my lovelies, and welcome to another video. So I think we're on part 3 now of the Easy Make series, and today I thought we'd look at collecting items and images from everyday objects, from the things that get delivered through the door, and how we can find photographs and images of nature, etc., to use in our journals without using a computer and a printer. Not everyone has access to a computer or printer, and even if you do, sometimes people live in really rural, can't talk this morning, rural areas where their internet's a bit sketchy. And yeah, we've lived in places like that where you've practically had to walk up a hill to get a signal for your phone. So I thought we'd look at what other things we can do. You need to collect yourself some cardboard boxes, things that come through the post, different thicknesses. And this is quite thin. It's from some IKEA boxing. And this is ideal for backing tags. It's great for making pockets, and also I like to use it for making altered paper clips, which we'll make some of those in another video. So collect some of that. I've got some papers again. This is from packaging. I know you can tell we've had an IKEA, we built an IKEA wardrobe recently. And I love these. It's lovely thin paper. And I know it's got instructions on for how to build your wardrobe, but I mean, by the time we've decorated it up and made it look better, it's ideal. I love it. I love the weight of the paper. That's just some thicker card. And again, I've just cut them into paper sizes. So gather those together. Now, most people, if you've been watching craft videos, junk journal videos of any description, will have probably heard of Edith Holden books. This is the Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady. And this lady lived in the early 1900s in the UK. And she kept a beautiful journal of everything that went on in her home, in her surroundings, what was happening with nature. And then in the 80s, the notes and the images from her journals have been reproduced into these gorgeous books. And I love the fact that it's got foxing around the edges, which is the lovely aged discoloration of paper. This particular one is really lovely cream colour backgrounds. So you can use every little scrap out of here. So don't just think about using the images. Think about the font. Think about words. There's some lovely poems in here. Diary entries. Roses and honeysuckle melting into the blue. Green bowers overhanging tall. Grass drenched with dew. And if you like, we can cut that little section out and we can mount it on some coloured card or something. You've got yourself a lovely quote there to put in a project. You can cut out the months of the year if you say doing a month by month journal. You can see I've already harvested some photos out of here. You know, we're into October now, so we've got the gorgeous October images. Now, some of these images are quite large. You know, you have to pick your images carefully, but every little scrap can be used. I find that they also, you can make lovely tags out of just the wording. With a little bit of decoration. So look out for those. They are starting to get quite expensive because obviously they are well loved in the journaling world. Look at this. I've never had a look. I've never looked at this particular one, the naked hardback. How beautiful is that? So in actual fact, what I will do with this now, because I have been using it, is to gut it. I will take all the pages out, use all the pages, and then I will reassemble this because it's got a beautiful hard cover on it. Then next, National Geographic. I love National Geographic for the gorgeous photos that are in here. You know, the only problem is with the National Geographic for me is that it's very shiny, and that's a bit of an irritant to me. I don't like to use over shiny images. However, it is a wealth of beautiful imagery that, even for example, say for example we want to do a tag. I'm just going to quickly show you what I mean. So this got gorgeous tones of blue in. It has got an image of a stingray or something of that nature. Now, this looks like, well, what can we use that for? But in actual fact, you'd be surprised how you can make yourself. I'm doing this on the hoof, guys. You know me, I'm doing things on the hoof. They don't necessarily work, but yeah. Let's get a bit of card quickly. This is going to be our tag. Can't pick these up now. Let's pretend that we have glued those on there. Obviously this is just, and we can under. We can start making a design. So over, under. It's a lot easier to do if you've got, yeah, I think you get the idea, don't you? So you could do something like that, obviously. I would cover the, you might leave the brown background, but I was going to cover the background up. And, you know, with a little label on there, perhaps you could put an image of a bird or whatever. We'll look at tags later on. You've got yourself a really unusual tag that nobody else has made. You know, it's not like the same as every other tag that everybody else makes. So think outside the box of how you utilize magazine papers, because it's surprising that your creative juices flowing, what you can do. And then another book that I use regularly, look, it says Catherine Lund. So I had this. I don't think it's still got the original paper in it, but I think this would be about 1968, this book that I got for Christmas. And I like the fact that it was mine from such a long time ago. It shows how old I am. And also I love the writing in here. You can choose words. For example, the kangaroo is the largest pouched animal of the largest, can't talk. The kangaroo is the largest of the pouched animals and may measure up to 10 feet from tip of its nose to the end of its long tail. I find that really fascinating. So this is one where I would utilise the font and the imagery. So you could, anything, go and look in your charity shops. And it's surprising what you found. That was from a tag. What else have I gathered here, just to give you some examples? So this is from an old sewing pattern. I really like the coloration. Again, this is lovely thin paper. These are pages from, and again, a children's book of mine from the late 60s. And I've been, you know, this completely dropped to bits, so I've been using it. Look, also different colorations. So this is the thing to consider for your journals. and you will get some fabulous effects. So consider different coloured papers. So different colours, different textures, different fonts. So if we look here, for example, 3 different books, 3 different coloured papers. This again, we have some just 2 examples of different font there. This is a page out of an Edith Holden book. And can you see, you could just cut out that lovely poem and you can, you know, feature it on a page if you wanted to. We've got some pattern paper, very thin tissue paper. I've got some dictionary, it's actually Spanish dictionary pages from the 1800s. Again, an old book. Save your ice cream wrappers, guys. These we have pink magnums. I think they were a special edition. Yeah, I enjoyed that magnum, but I like the paper even better. Look at that gorgeous pink on there. Nothing goes to waste in this house. Lovely images of different Native Americans, an Indian family. And this again, so I think you get the message there, don't you? Different fonts, different colours, different images. And okay then, so let's just give you a few examples. Let's find a page. That we can right, okay. I quite like this bottom section to incorporate that. Let's see. I think we need to go to about there. Okay, then probably wasn't. Oh, I like that side better actually. Okay, so instead of having, I mean, you could have it where we cut it down there and have a tall, thin tag there. That wasn't very straight cutting, Catherine, was it? Goodness me. Let's straighten that up a bit. That was shocking. Okay. So if you just see now, out of that one sheet, we can make 2 tags. We can actually, this would make a really nice pocket. So what I would do here is, in fact, I think I'd do 2 pockets. 2 small pockets. I need me, David, would you pass me around a punch, please? Me thumbnail. Thank you. Say, guys, when I've got my craft supplies all around me at the minute. It's a good job I've got my helper. There you go. So out of that one page, we have 2 pockets there, and we have 2 tags. Obviously, I've got to back them and do something else with it. If you can imagine what, excuse me for leaning, just quickly show you. I've done another little quick journal here that we'll use. So if you imagine this, this is one of our signatures here that we're going to be working on. Now, just look at, see already you can see how that's brought a different dimension to that page. That could even, that's a little bit over patterned. You could put a pocket on there. In actual fact, I like it there on there. So can you see from that one image, that old book, go to your charity shops, go to your goodwill shops, I believe you call them in the States, and see what you can find, what old books. Now, I'm not suggesting you go and, you get really pristine vintage books. That I'm not suggesting that you go and rip pages out of those, but we have got books in the charity shops. You'll have seen them yourselves. They're dropping to bits, some of them. I don't know how people have sent them in that state, but we're pleased as journalists, junk journalists, aren't we? Someone's rubbish is our treasure. So go and see what you can find. Okay then, my lovelies. I said I'm trying to keep this series short and sweet. I've got 2 signatures put together there. I've been doing something with the cover that we showed last week or a couple of weeks ago. This is a different one. And go and gather yourself some pages, some cards, some images of nature, some poems, quotes, whatever takes your fancy. Ice cream popsicle wrappers like I've got. And yeah, we're gathering together now some supplies that we can use in our journal. So thank you so much for joining me. It was lovely to get to get the chat going again. And take care out there. There's some awful weather going on, especially over in the States. You're having some awful weather. So keep safe out there. Much love. Bye for now.